So we're going to go into our reactionary segment. We're going to play you a clip.
Okay.
We're all going to watch it and we're going to talk about what the fuck we think about it.
Okay.
And I do see a lot of black women that will hate on a black man for dating a white woman. But if a white man dates a black woman, he's almost praised for it. I saw a guy the other day and his account was man seeking melanated women and he had like 300,000 likes. If I was to post that, I would absolutely be slandered. And I don't think there's anything wrong with anyone dating anyone because we literally fought for unity and fought to be able to love each other. You do see like the contrast of when a black man dates a white woman, I'll get comments saying like, it's a fetish to you. Like what? I can't just love somebody.
The world is full of hypocrites. If we want equality and we want everybody kumbaya, you can't be mad. If it's not kumbaya and everyone's separate, then cool, be mad.
Now, is there...
First of all, I don't like... You talked about my accent. I don't know what the fuck they just said.
Girl, yes, you do.
No, I don't, girl. Listen, I don't know what the fuck they just said, but I'm going to let y'all...
Then I'll ask Traci.
Interracial date conversation.
Well, we can also have a discussion. That's why I brought it up. So when hearing people say shit like black love can be hypocritical or celebrating white men dating black women, Gabby Sidibe, her husband is white.
Yeah, he loves her. He be talking about her all the time.
Loves her down. And
they have twins.
Shout out to her. She's a whore hive member. She be in our comments.
And I want to call a spade here. Gabby is plus size and a dark-skinned woman. She dated a white guy. I feel like we don't have a lot of conversation about black men and how critical they can be of dark-skinned women and plus-size women when they go the other way. Is there something you think that we're getting wires crossed with when it comes to white guys dating black women? Because we do look at it like, yes, sis, find the one who will love you. That was the first thing I did when I saw Gabby's man. But when I see black men with white women, I'd be like, you couldn't keep looking.
Well, so I should be transparent. I am the product of a black man and a white woman, and my husband is white. So I am, pro-miscegenation right there. Okay, loving versus Virginia, big fan. I think it's complicated because I think when we talk about these things broadly, I can have opinions, but personally, that doesn't necessarily mean what works for individuals. I'm not going to say that Gabrielle Sidibe's husband is chasing melanin. I don't know him.
Right.
And so they seem to be happy. He seems to be an adoring partner and an adoring husband. And she seems to be very in love with her children. And they seem to be very happy. I don't know them. And I think that's great. But I also understand that there are white men who fetishize women of color, black women, Asian women, especially. That's a big thing. And so I think there should be heat for that broadly, fetishizing people based off of race or anything, to treat people as an identifier, to be like, I only like, plus size women, or I only like skinny women, as if that is the thing that makes a person a person.
Gotcha.
Can you tell me, how does, in dating, well, you've been with your husband 15 years, so that's such a long time, but is there a thing, because I remember when I was dating everyone, I never really thought I'd really end up with a white guy, but I was dating for long term. If they dated a lot of black women before me,
that's a thing. Yeah.
That I didn't like. But then I also didn't like if
they've never dated a black person before. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what that was like with you.
So I was very young when we met. I was 24.
Okay.
So I'm 38 for people doing the math. It's fine. 39 this year. And I don't think I'd really thought about a lot of this stuff. I grew up in Oakland. I grew up in the Bay Area. Lots of mixed kids running around. It's mixed kid capital.
The Blasians,
everything. The kind of, if there's a possibility, we got it. It's fusion. It's fusion cuisine over there. And so I don't think I had thought about what it meant politically, socially, until after I was already with Mr. Stacks. I really we met in 2010, and we talked about this on my show about growth and the ways you've changed. And when we met, I really wasn't as politically minded as I am when it comes to racial politics. This predates like Trayvon Martin, which for me was sort of like a big awakening around race, even though
For our era, it was.
Yeah, like it was a big deal for me. It really, hearing people talk about the trial and like the things that people were saying about stand your ground. And that was really for me when I started to realize in a much, it's not that I didn't realize racism existed, but it was for me when I started to realize how different racial groups' experiences of the world, the country could be. And so, but I was already with Mr. Sachs at that point for 2.5 years, 3 years. And so I didn't really ask a lot of those questions. And again, when you grow up in a place where a lot of your friends come, your friends have a Filipino mom and a Black dad, I don't think those questions get asked. Whereas I think for a lot of mixed kids who come from places where they're the only mixed kid in the community, or there's very few, there are questions about what does it mean to be like the only one. I never felt like the only one.
I love this answer because it's so honest. We always want to hold Black women super accountable for how things make them feel. And we don't really give Black people a space to be like, I didn't really know. Like, yeah, you knew. It's like,
well, my dad, it was
who's Black, who's white?
My dad's Black.
Okay.
And he was a lot older than my mom. He grew up, he's from Louisiana, part of the Great Migration, but grew up during, Jim Crow, civil rights. He was born in 1935.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So he didn't get the right to vote till he was 30.
30-something, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like different era. And he always talked about like racism, twice as good, like that whole thing. That was very much part in my mind. Right. And it was like, you have to have Black friends. He was very much that, but also was my dad. And so you're a kid and you're like, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Because look at my mom.
Right. And I also remember being like, I remember the OJ trial being such a big deal to him. And like, I remember years later, I read a book about OJ and I told my dad, I was like, I think OJ did it. And my dad was like, I don't care. They planted evidence. They tried to frame him and he deserved to get off. And that was like a huge moment I think that was 2008, 2009 for one of the first times that it clicked to me what my dad had really been saying, right? Like that there was a political
agenda,
but like a political worldview that was more important than any individual event. And so that, predates me having met my husband by a few years, but like all of that kind of coming together in that period of my life from like 19 to 25 was really when I started to think about race and like what it means to be mixed and like what the political implications are of having a white mom and a Black dad, right? And all of these things. And
now you're the opposite.
Now we're the opposite.
Now you're Black mom, white
right?
dad.
Exactly. And people have a lot of opinions about my relationship and my upbringing and all of these things. And that is for them to have. I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but like, it's hard to really think too critically about your racial identity when you're mixed, because I think it can be really uncomfortable. Like the fact of the matter is I have a white mom and a Black dad and there's nothing that I can do about it. So like going into a place where I'm like, it means this or it means that is hard. Cause it's like, so I just shouldn't exist, right?
Oh my God, Traci, mine is harder today than as a kid because I love my dad, who is Israeli.
Right.
And hate everything that's happening.
Right. Well, I'm Black and Jewish. Also, my mom's Jewish.
We're flipped. Okay.
Yeah. But we have this shared sort of free Palestine. And also this is part of, I mean, my mom is European Jewish, not Israeli Jewish, but
this is also a reason why, and I'm joking and being facetious when I say this. I saw this clip of Dr. Umar being like, no rice, no ice, no spice, just Black. And I'm like, mixed kids are fucked up. Not one of my mixed homegirls, not one has not expressed identity issues with me, hating their hair, being unsure, feeling fucked up. The ones with white moms genuinely seem to skew more into like this savior complex with certain shit with white people. And then the other one, it's weird as fuck. And I think when you have parents of the same race, whatever they may be, Asian, Latino, whatever, there is something that's a little bit easier. And so then I would ask you just to wrap it. What is a difficult conversation you had that ended well with your husband about, oh my God, we're pregnant. We're raising these 2 mixed kids. How are we going to do this? What was the point? And of course, related to race. But like, what was something that really shaped parenting for you guys?
Gosh, I think like we've had so many conversations about race over the years. There isn't one that we had specifically about like the twins because
Are
we've
they
been
girls or boys?
boys.
So you'll probably have to talk to them about existing as black men.
Sure, exactly. And they're extremely fair. And so
Okay.
that my this is so weird, but like one of my bigger fears for them is that they're going to be in spaces where people don't know that they're black and they're going to experience racism like sort of like undercover.
Oh.
And I'm really worried about that. Like
Okay.
especially when they're younger. Like I think, when they get older, they will understand. But I'm worried like the first time someone says something racist about black people to them, like at a sleepover or something, and they don't know.
They don't know that they're black.
Well, they don't know how to respond. And they don't like, and I'm worried, think about being like 8 and someone saying something
Not
about
knowing.
like talking shit about your parent or something without.
Bro, this fear you have is real. My boyfriend told me, he's like, it's always the mixed people that be going hard, like Angela Davis and Malcolm X and shit. He's like, this is why you're like this. Because you existed in spaces where people were like, I'm gonna talk about black people. Maybe she's Latina, maybe she's something else. I'm gonna talk. And he's like, whether you can remember a moment or not, you heard it.
Yeah.
Mixed kids get to have that.
Yeah. And I think like, so I think that's one of the things that we've talked about that I'm really concerned about is like that experience. Cause also, I mean, I think that they look black and I think black people think that they look black, but I know white people can't tell.
That's like, okay, well, hold on. Is Rashida Jones black?
She's black.
Can we see?
Yes. She looks black as hell to me.
I see it on The Office and now I see it every day.
Rashida Jones looks black as hell to me.
On The Office, I didn't see it. Did y'all see it?
I knew she was before I ever saw The Office.
Rashida Jones on Black AF. Rashida Jones in other movies. What was it? This is 40.
You don't think she looks black?
Bitch, no.
If she walked in a room, you wouldn't think that's a black woman?
I would think she's spicy white.
No.
Not black at all. She doesn't even have black features.
She looks black.
Quincy Jones is her
That's
father.
Quincy Jones's daughter. That's Kidada Jones's sister.
Wow.
It's
yeah,
so crazy.
Her and I don't think Meghan Markle looks black.
Okay.
You are out
that's
your mind.
that
I do not
That
think
is
Meghan Markle
that
looks
shit
you look
crazy.
Like Meghan Markle right now.
I look blacker than Meghan Markle. Bitch, you got me fucked up.
But you look
Meghan
black as hell
Markle
to
does
me
not
too.
look fucking black. Meghan Markle, that's why she exists as a passing woman. She only even likes her blackness because of how she gets treated over there in Europe.
I'm literally dying because
Meghan
one of
Markle do not
my
look
big,
black.
I have a lot of thoughts about Meghan Markle, but one of the things about Meghan Markle that drives me crazy is she always talks about how nobody knows she's black. And I'm like, black people know you're black.
You telling me this woman don't look like you?
She couldn't pass.
She don't look black.
She couldn't pass.